Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday. It's already getting pretty toasty out there. We're near 80 degrees for pretty much the entirety of the News Watch 12 viewing area, including the coast where we are seeing the Chetco effect, those offshore winds that are warming Brookings up to 81 degrees. All right, I'll step off the screen once again so we can take a look at these heat advisories that are in place for pretty much the entire News Watch 12 viewing area, minus Union Creek, Crater Lake, and coastal Curry County. But elsewhere, we do have that heat advisory in place. For the west side, for Siskiyou County, and for the Klamath Basin, it goes for today and for tomorrow. And then for the Great Basin, it just goes for tomorrow. But it's going to be hot everywhere. We'll have highs anywhere between 90 degrees to 105 degrees, with some of the warmest temperatures being in our west side valleys. Some of those highs could be anywhere between 105 to 110 degrees. So remember earlier I was telling you all the steps to prevent heat illness. But if it gets to that point, here's some of those symptoms for heat exhaustion and for heat stroke. So pay attention to the screen, study it, and know the difference between both, because knowing the difference could make a big difference in the long run. So be sure that you take the precautions that are listed down at the bottom of this graphic. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point, but when we have a little heat splash like this, it's always better to be safe than to be sorry. The good news right now is that air quality is pretty good, even though we do have those fires burning down in central California. We have the Washburn fire, and we also have the Electra fire. Now, a little bit later today, we'll have those winds shifting out of the south slightly, and that'll bring some very light smoke into our area. So if the skies look a little bit hazy, don't be caught off guard by that. Now, there might be a partial dip in our air quality, but I don't think we're going to see unhealthy air quality. I don't think we're going to see hazardous air quality. Now, we'll put this in motion. So this is today or this afternoon, and then we'll show you right around the same time on Tuesday. Most of this shifts off in eastern Oregon and into Idaho. So the bottom line is that for the little amounts of smoke that we're going to have in the News Watch 12 viewing area, Monday is definitely going to have a higher concentration compared to Tuesday. And I think the smoke will be a lot less prevalent as we head into Wednesday. Here's your pool forecast for today. And today is just a quintessential pool day, as temperatures are going to be near 105 as we head into the evening in the Rogue Valley. So the water is going to feel excellent. Be sure you're putting on the sunscreen because the UV index is a 10, and that's on a scale from 1 to 11. So the moral for the story today is that it's going to be hot, and it's going to be sunny, and it's going to be dry. You're going to want to stay inside at all costs. And then overnight, we're not going to get much relief from the heat. It's going to feel pretty stuffy in our west side valleys. Look at this. Some of us are going to have a hard time even dipping below 70 degrees. That just gives you an indication of how warm this air mass actually is. It'll still be very hot on Tuesday. Remember, we still have a heat advisory in place for the west side valleys on Tuesday as well, but we'll be a little bit less hot than today. Today is definitely the climax. And then we have a trough that's going to move through for Wednesday and Thursday. And so that's just a fancy way of saying we're going to be a bit cooler and much more seasonal. Unfortunately, we don't have any rain in the forecast, so we're looking at a very dry and a very hot forecast. Definitely not what you want to see around this time of the year. So here's that 7-day forecast. Along the coast, temperatures dropping off by about 10 degrees into Tuesday as the Chetco effect breaks down, and then we'll have temperatures near 70 degrees for the rest of the week. For Siskiyou County, dangerous heat today and tomorrow, feeling a lot more seasonal for the rest of the week, but seasonal around this time of the year, still pretty hot. And then for the Klamath Basin, we can make a run for 100 degrees on Tuesday. How about that? Then cooling off by about 10 degrees into Wednesday, getting a little bit less than seasonal for the weekend, so that'll feel quite nice. The mountains today are even going to be hot. You're not going to have much refuge in the Cascades and Siskiyous, as even the foothills will be near 100 degrees. And then for the Rogue Valley, 105 today, 100 for tomorrow, much more seasonal for the rest of the week. And the weekend, maybe we could even have a little bit of dip in temperatures. How about that? A high of 88 degrees after a high of 105 degrees.
Definitely love seeing that slight decline in temperatures throughout the week. 88 degrees is going to feel like a nice cool fall day by the time that we get through this week. But as far as air quality goes, I know that they're currently keeping an eye on some of that smoke from the Washburn fire, from the Electra fire in California. How soon are we going to see that smoke make its way up here, and is it going to be concerning for some?
It's going to be today. The skies will look a little bit hazy. I don't think it's going to drop our air quality too much. I don't even think it's going to be in that unhealthy for sensitive groups category. But I would just keep an eye on it. Of course, on KDRV.com, we have a live update of the air quality at all times, so keep tabs on that. I don't think it's going to be a big deal throughout the week, though.
Okay, but I mean, if temperatures weren't enough to deter people from going outside today, maybe that will help as well.
Sure, just be a good idea to keep it inside, keep it in the AC if you're privileged enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't burn anything. Big takeaway from this week. Please
Definitely
don't burn
not.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.